Welcome to Let's Play Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64. Why don't we watch the intro as I introduce the game? This game came out in April 1999. And unlike Pokemon, which I'd been looking forward to for a while before it came out, Super Smash Bros. Was kind of a surprise for me. I'd briefly seen it in Nintendo Power, so I was aware that something was coming. But I didn't really understand what the game was. I just knew that there was this crossover with all the Nintendo characters, but I had no idea when it was coming out. One weekend in April, I went to my friend John Eric's place, and as usual, we went down to the basement where we'd usually play Nintendo games. And his big brother and his friends were playing this fighting game. I approached the TV, and I saw the character selection screen. I was completely mind blown. I'd never seen such a crossover before. I knew I was in for a treat. We must have spent the entire weekend playing this game. I adored it. I guess you could say that was like a revelation to me. When I made it there, this is what the character select screen looked like. Basically, they had just gotten the game and didn't unlock a single secret character. So it was up to us to unlock all of the secret characters over the course of the weekend. Which we did, actually. Starting with Jigglypuff, Captain Falcon, Luigi, and Ness. Now, who should we unlock first? I figured that for the sake of this Let's Play, we're going to unlock all the secret characters. I might as well show how it's done, just in case you're new to this, or maybe you've started playing Smash with the later versions. Now, I'd like to point out, I am playing this on my computer. I can't play it on my Nintendo 64 because there's no way for me to record that footage. So I'm emulating the game. I did notice two things. First of all, since I'm playing with a PlayStation 3 controller, the joystick feels a little bit different, and I've been having a hard time with that. But I'll just have to make do. The other thing I noticed is that there is one graphical glitch that happens when a character gets completely knocked out of the screen. There's that short moment when a character is completely off screen, the game will show you this little preview of where the character is. That preview glitches out. It's not supposed to look like that. So aside from that, the game seems to play exactly as it's supposed to. And graphically it's very accurate, so no worries, it plays just fine. I think that we're going to unlock Captain Falcon first. The reason for that is that to get Captain Falcon, you need to beat the game in less than 20 minutes on any difficulty setting. Jigglypuff is also very easy to unlock, but we'd have to be a bit slower to unlock Jigglypuff, and beating the game in less than 20 minutes is kind of rare. It's a very short game. So, we'll start with Captain Falcon. And since we're just getting warmed up, we'll play it on easy. I need to familiarize myself with this controller. Let's go! Link! The very first opponent. Link barely moves, so he's a good punching bag to get you practiced. However, as soon as you make it to the second opponent, it's very different. Well, there he goes. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, right. So I went to John Eric's place and we played it all weekend and unlocked all the characters. When I had to go home, all I could think about was Smash Brothers. I couldn't believe such a cool game existed now. And I really wanted the game for myself, but this was April. And there was no way I could get the game. There was no reason for me to get a new game in the middle of April. So I waited, and was thinking about the game all week. I must have been drawing Super Smash Bros. Stuff all week long and playing the game in my mind. That's kind of distracting when you're in class, isn't it? But anyway. So after that, the very next weekend, I got the chance to play this again. It was my friend Simon's birthday, and I went over to his place. And, oh, that's great. We'll have to wait it out. Come on, Yoshi. Get over here. So, yeah. I went over to Simon's for his weekend. For his birthday. For the weekend? And, his parents decided that we could go and rent a game. I'd spoken to him about Smash Brothers during the week, so he wanted to try the game too. So we decided to rent that one. We played it all weekend again, and unlocked all of the characters, since I now knew how to do it. He loved the game so much, and his parents noticed, that secretly over the weekend, they went shopping on Sunday. And when they came back, it was time for us to go and bring the game back to the video store. However, they had secretly bought the game for him. Imagine what a nice surprise that must be. The weekend is ending, it's Sunday, your least favorite day of the week, and you have to bring back this awesome game that you rented. Like, that is such a disappointment, right? Well, you won't have to, because your parents secretly went and bought the game for you. He must have been amazed at how lucky he was. I certainly was happy for him. Kind of envious too, I have to admit. Envy is not a pretty emotion, but I was feeling the envy at that moment. I couldn't wait to play the game at my place and, well, have my own copy of the game. I wanted to play it with all of my friends. There were a lot of my friends who hadn't seen the game yet, after all. But the weekend ended, and it was back to the regular programming for quite a while. I actually didn't get the game until much later that year in June. I wonder why I didn't ask for this game for my birthday. Weird how that happened, but I didn't. I waited until the end of the school year and I got a really good report card. Usually when that happened, sometimes my parents would get me something like a new game or a Lego set, just as a way of showing thanks for how I actually worked hard at school. I was kind of having a hard time with school at the time, always drawing in class, having a hard time paying attention, so when I actually managed to get some good results, it was a special occasion. So, yeah. It was the end of June, and school was ending. I was in my 5th year of elementary school back then. Oh dear. Thank you, DK. There you go, Luigi. And, oh dear, that was ugly. So, at the end of my 5th year of elementary school, we had this school trip. I remember that the teacher wanted to take us to this cabin, this huge cabin in the woods. It was like this vacation place where they would teach you how to survive in the woods, how to cook for yourself if you're stranded by yourself. So yeah, they took us there. The entire class. It was quite a trip too. We were all riding the bus together to head there, and it was a 3-day trip. So we'd sleep at that cabin, the entire class together. And we bought Super Smash Bros. Just before we left for that trip, so I knew I wouldn't be able to play the game until I came back. So I didn't unwrap the game. I left it in my room, and then I went to that school trip. I also remember that for the school trip, my parents had bought me the first 2 volumes of Dragon Ball in manga. So I got to read the beginning of Dragon Ball for the first time, right around that school trip. It was such a fun trip too. Like, I remember there was a beach there too, and it was this thick forest area. And they taught us how to cook using like a metal can that you would heat up to make a heated surface, and you could cook yourself eggs or a bacon on that surface. You'd basically make like a makeshift frying pan with it. Come on, DK, it's over. Anyway, so where was I? Makeshift frying pan, huh? Can't believe I'm telling that story. It's the kind of memories that this game brings back to me. Very strange. But anyway, so that school trip eventually ended and I got to go back home. And Super Smash Bros. Was waiting for me. That's when I started to play it with my friends in my hometown for the first time. I remember showing the game to my friend Jeff, Chanel, Timothy, Chanel's little brother Alexi. We played it so much. I think it became our favorite game on the Nintendo 64. It was like this tradition where every time we'd get together, we'd play Smash. It's such a perfect game to play at a party. And it was fun trying to master it and beat the game on the harder difficulty settings. The game may look very easy because I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty setting, or oh no, wait, there's very easy too. But still, I mean, this is no challenge compared to the normal difficulty setting, or even hard or very hard. There were all these rumors when we were kids of extra secret characters you could unlock if you beat the game on a higher difficulty setting. There was this rumor that you could unlock Dark Link if you beat the game with Link on very hard setting with just 1 life. Which of course was completely fake, but still. This website, I think it was called X Cheater. They had so many fake video game cheats there. Video game secrets. The amount of false information they had on Smash Brothers and Pokemon was outstanding. Anyone could post secrets to that website and they were barely verified. It was the beginning of the internet after all, so false information was rampant. But I guess that's still the case today. It's just that if you try to post something like this, there's bound to be someone leaving a comments a few minutes later to tell you that what you were saying was nonsense. Come on, Samus, get up here. I want to show you something. Oh dear. Come up. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where the Z button was on my controller. I kept trying to do a roll, and instead I would grab like this. Okay, there it is. Well, there she goes. Goodbye. Huh, that took me so long, I wonder if I'll be fast enough to get Captain Falcon. Who knows, we may start with Jigglypuff. I always thought it was a shame that you can't play on this arena when you're playing multiplayer. It's a cool looking stage. It's very simple, but it's got a charm to it and the music is cool. Come on, Metal Mario. Oh, this is another character I really wanted to unlock. I mean, it's just Mario, but it looks so cool. But then again, now that I think about it, it would have made no sense for this to be a secret character. I mean, how broken would that have been? Playing as Metal Mario while everyone else is playing as regular characters. Oh dear, he's back. Giving me a hard time. Get out of here. There you go. Funny enough, when I first played Smash Brothers as a kid, there were a few characters in the game I was completely unfamiliar with. Of course, Mario, Yoshi, Pikachu, Link, and Fox were completely familiar characters to me. Donkey Kong also. I'd also seen Kirby, because I played Kirby Superstar in the past. However, I didn't know that Samus was called Samus. I thought for the longest time that she was called Metroid. I had this Metroid poster in my room that my dad had found for me. I think it was the Metroid 2 poster that you'd sometimes get in video game boxes. Like, I don't remember which game it was from, but you know how they would put little publicity papers in video game boxes. This poster was one of them. I also had one for A Link to the Past. Both posters were posters that my dad had found as he was sorting through these boxes, seeing if there was anything worthwhile that we should keep. And so he kept all the posters. Anyway, so I knew about Samus from that poster. But the characters I really wasn't familiar with were Captain Falcon and Ness. I'd never seen either of them. For some reason, F-Zero was completely out of my sight for the longest time. The only racing game I knew about was Mario Kart, even though F-Zero was much older. So Captain Falcon, I had no idea he was from a racing game. To me, he looked like a comic book superhero or something. I guess I'm not the only one who sees that. He definitely has that look to him with his Batman eyes. Oh, that was risky. Oh, it's Squattiers. Well, my girlfriend always said that because the sound quality is a bit terrible in this game, it sounds like Clefairy is saying Squattiers. When she was a kid, she had no reference for Pokemon names, so for the longest time she thought Clefairy was called Squattiers. Maybe one day there will be a Pokemon called Squattiers. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I learned all about Captain Falcon and Ness from playing this game. It's always nice playing Smash Brothers because you get introduced to a bunch of characters you might have never seen. Makes you discover these games and you give them a chance afterwards. Oh dear, I thought I would be able to shield that. No! Bad hand. What a strange final boss that is. Just one big hand. But then again, what should the final boss to a big Nintendo All-Stars crossover should be? I mean, they couldn't just take one villain and make him the boss of the game. It would have been unfair to the other villains. I wonder if we'll be okay. I'd like to beat this without losing a single life. But I'm struggling with these controls quite a bit. We'll see how it goes. Oh dear, this is the most devastating attack. Can I survive this? All 3 shots? Yeah. Out of the way. Oh, come on. We're so close. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Do you think we'll get Jigglypuff or Captain Falcon? Who knows? It's going to be a surprise. Oh, it says Speed King. Okay. I guess maybe we'll be fine. Well, that was the classic mode. Very short, huh? It looks like we're about 19 minutes in. Oh, Masahiro Sakurai. The man himself. I always poke a lot of jokes at Sakurai, saying that he doesn't always make the most optimal decisions in his Smash Brother games, but to be honest, I can't blame him. I mean, I should be very grateful to him for coming up with this concept in the first place. What a genius he is. Smash Brothers games have become such a staple of Nintendo. every time a new system comes out, everyone is looking forward to what the next Smash Brothers will be. Even right now, there's a lot of talk about what Smash will be on the Switch. Should they just port the one that they made for Wii U, or should they make a brand new one? The brand new option is the one that I really hope for, of course. It's always such a thrill trying to figure out what characters will show up next. I know that Nintendo are not that excited about the character rosters themselves. They're more excited about the possibilities of what characters should do and what it will add to gameplay. But it's always such a thrill to see your favorite character pop up. Maybe one of these days, my favorite character will appear. It's just my wish, you know? Oh. Thank you, Mario. Number 1, you are great. And here comes a new challenger. Captain Falcon himself. F-Zero champion, bounty hunter, and overall badass. Oh my gosh, look at how extreme he is. Yeah! Falcon Punch! I love this guy. I'm not very good with him though. The one thing I would always do to train at this game was that I would set the computer as a level 9 Captain Falcon and train against him. It seemed that back then Captain Falcon was the most devastating character computer to fight against. Sometimes I would put myself against 3 level 9 Captain Falcons and see if I could survive. Oh, I'm in trouble right now. I'm in serious trouble. Oh my goodness. Ooh, scary. If I was the one to fall in that lava, I would have been in serious trouble. You can now use Captain Falcon, collector of space race trophies. Well, we got him. That was part 1 of Let's Play Super Smash Brothers. But it looks like we still have a lot of work on our shoulders. How about next time, to do something a bit different, we go and unlock Luigi? Does that sound good? Alright, next time, it's Luigi time, oh yeah! So until next time everyone, I wish you all a good night, and thanks for watching!